And this is Paige Langenier. Paige, tell us where you've studied recently.
American Ballet Theater's Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis School.
And Paige is here to help demonstrate a basic ballet class, a basic ballet bar, not class, just the bar. But we're going to start and go ahead and start with pliés. Arms first, tendu to second. And we're going to have a demi-plié and stretch. Demi-plié, your knee goes directly over your big toe and your heels remain on the ground. Releve, rise up. And demi-plié and stretch. And really push down and pull up. Demi-plié and stretch. And releve and down. Tendu 2/4 please, and demi-plié and stretch. Demi-plié and stretch. Demi-plié and stretch. Releve and down. And push. And this fourth position is a closed fourth position. Your feet are pretty parallel. And demi-plié and releve. You always turn to the inside of the bar and other side. Demi-plié and reach. Demi-plié and reach. Demi-plié and reach. Releve and down. Demi-plié and reach. Stretch. And that's what you're doing here. You're starting to stretch your body. Ballet bars, you tend to stretch and warm up from your feet to the upper part of your body, but you're always engaged and thinking about your balance, posture, and body alignment. Reach and releve and press and pull. Really push and pull. And demi-plié and stretch and releve. Now, you saw how Paige finished her exercise. You always finish your exercise. And you don't just flop out of it or turn to the other side, flip to the other side. You always finish, you check your balance, posture, body alignment, you look over your shoulder, and you show your teacher and anyone else who's in the room that that's the end of the exercise. Next, we'll do a half point and close back to first. We're doing everything from first position, but you can do it from fifth position as well if you're comfortable with that. Tendu, close first. Tendu, close first. Demi-plié, look up into your hand and stretch. And then we'll repeat that en croix. En croix means you're going to do it to the front, the side, the back, and the side. And then we'll releve and turn to the other side and continue. Arms first, second, and half point, tendu, and close. Tendu, close, demi-plié. And half point, tendu, and close. Tendu, close, demi-plié. Half point, stretch it to the back. And you're pushing. Think about standing ankle deep in mud or chocolate if you prefer, but push as if there's a viscous, liquid there. Half point, tendu, close, tendu, and demi-plié. The first movement, besides the half point, is you push down through the floor, down through the floor, and demi-plié. And half point to the back, think we did that a little faster than we thought we were going to. Okay, from first position, let's actually face the bar on this so everybody can see. But we're going to do tendu and then slide heel to the side of the big toe in front, which is of course fifth position. Tendu and close back, just nice and slow. Okay, we'll do just do it probably 16 times, and then the other side. And that's to get that tendu. As you do the tendu, make sure your weight stays right over the ball of your foot. You're not pushing or leaning. That weight is steady right there over the ball of your foot. So let's face the bar on this. And tendu, close front. Tendu, slide heel to the side of the big toe and back. Point and close. Tendu and close. Tendu and close. Stretch your whole foot. Point. This is a battement tendu, and tendu means to stretch. Let's go to the other side. Point, close fifth. Tendu and fifth. Tendu and fifth. Tendu and fifth. And finish the exercise. That's it. Arms all off. Okay, good. Next, from first position, we'll do 2 tendus to the front and 3 dégagés. Now, the difference between a tendu and a dégagé is the tendu is the stretch to the point, so the emphasis is out. The dégagé, you press up and pull the foot back in. It's off the floor and in and in. So we're doing tendu, close first, tendu, close first, dégagé in and in and in. And we'll do this on quad as well. Tendu, close first, and press it out, and dégagé, in, and 2, and 3. Arm opens to second. Tendu, close first. Tendu, close first. Dégagé, in, and 2, and 3. Now, whether it's a tendu or a dégagé, you start by pressing down to go out. Don't lift your hip to lift your foot or leg. You press down until it's like the earth holds no more room for you. Close. Tendu and close. Dégagé, 1, 2, 3, and other side, please. Tendu, close first. Tendu, and like I said, if you're comfortable in that position, then do it to fifth. No problem. But this is for people who just are starting. Tendu, and I want you to be comfortable with it. Tendu, close first. Dégagé, 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 to the back, please. And stretch it, and close. And 2, and close. And dégagé, and 2, and 3. Good. Arm opens to second. Tendu, close first. Or fifth. Tendu, and close. And dégagé, dégagé, dégagé. And finish your exercise. Very nice. Let's say something. Paige has such lovely arms. And arms in ballet are called port de bras, which means carriage of the arms. And arms in second. Paige, why don't you face front for a minute? Bring your arms through from first to second. From first to second. This engages all the muscles in her back and under here. You want your elbows to be lifted, palms forward. Now, show me, drop your elbows. Yes, this is not second position. Lift the elbows and you reach out. Now, the shoulders do not have anything to do with it. Raise your shoulders. I'm sorry, Paige, it's so hard to do something wrong when you do it right. But think about, this is the second position we're looking for. Lifted elbows, palms forward. And I just want to remind you of that because we do end up with our arms in second position quite a bit. Next we'll do rond de jambe, which means circle of the leg. We're going to trace the pattern on the floor. From first position, we'll come arms first, to high fifth. We'll tendu front. We'll open it all the way to the side, stretch it to the back, and then come back to first. And this pretty much looks like half of a pizza, okay? Or a D, the letter D. When you go front to back, it's a rond de jambe, and this is parterre, this is on the earth, en dehors. When you go back to front, and which will reverse it, because you can reverse everything in ballet, it's rond de jambe, parterre, en dedans. So let's trace the pattern 4 times, and then we'll hook it together and just go straight through 4 times. Then we'll come in the air, just nice and low, stretch it to the back, which is a rond de jambe à l'air. Actually, that's a wrong rond de jambe à l'air, and it's usually done very high as you possibly can. But we're just going to do it 45 degrees, knee height, okay? And then we'll reverse it. And I think it does keep going on the other side. If it doesn't, we'll know about it. Okay. Arms first, and open to second. And tendu front, open à la seconde, stretch it to the back, and first position. And front, side, stretch it to the back, and first position. Let's go ahead and hook it together. Front to back, front to back. And let's go ahead and do rond de jambe in the air. Front, side, back, and first. Let's repeat en dedans. To the back, side, and front, and first position. And to the back, because you're tracing the pattern here, and you want that pattern to go all around. So you stretch it to the back and bring it all the way to the front. To the back, and to the front. And rond de jambe à l'air, back, side, front, and other side. Tendu to the front, open à la seconde, stretch it to the back, and first position. If you were on the inside of a cylinder, you would touch the walls of the cylinder all the way around. Tendu to the front, and stretch it to the back. Front to back. And rond de jambe à l'air, front, side, stretch it to the back, and first. Repeat to the back, side, and front, and first position. Stretch, reach. And you're stretching not only through your entire leg to the tips of your toes, but you're using that stretch with your arm as well. Reach, and bring it around. Good. And in the air, back, side, and front, and first position. Okay, good, very nice. So rond de jambe is really important. It helps your hip to warm up, and you use your hip in so many things. So it's important to know how to warm up your hip. And rond de jambe is a perfect example. We can use it as an example of body alignment. When you do this, your shoulders and hips remain facing straight front. Okay, can you do something not aligned here, okay? We don't want your hip turning either out or in when you go to the front. And then especially when you circle it to the back, go ahead and circle it to the back and let your hip go with you. Yeah, you don't want your hip facing up, okay? You don't lift your hip there. Your shoulders, and by hip, I mean both of your hip bones face straight front. And that's where your body alignment comes in. You're still working on balance and posture, which are very closely aligned. But body alignment is important. In other words, you don't want to be coming here and then coming all the way around to here. Your shoulders and hips face straight front. And that's super important, okay? All right, next we're going to do a battement. We're going to combine something. We're going to show you a position of the foot, a sous le cul du pied. That's just a very French way of saying on the ankle, okay? That's all that means. Le cul du pied is the ankle. It's the neck of the foot. And we're going to combine that with a frappe. And a frappe is a beating, okay? Think of doing frappe whipped cream, okay? Or you're beating eggs. That's a frappe exercise. So from here, let's go from first position. We'll go to half point, point, and then you wrap the foot in the front. That is the position. You wrap the foot in the front. I know some of you are saying, well, there are different ways to do this. And there are different ways to do this. You can bring the tips of your toes here. But that's a more advanced step. And it's still sous le cul du pied. So all that's understood. But right here, what we're going to do today is the wrapped position. And half point, point, and wrap. All right? And then when we go to the back, we're going to do the frappe, which is out, push, and then bring it to the back. And the back is not a wrapped position because this looks kind of strange. Okay? You just touch it in the back. And let's even go slower than that. Let's go through the half point, through the fifth, push, and then bring it to the wrapped in front. We'll just do it 8 times, really slow, and then we'll turn to the other side, okay? Paige, just speak. Yes?
Yes.
You got it? Okay. All right. New. Okay, so on the preparation, we're going to go half point, point, and wrap. Ready? And push, push, and in. 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 Stretch it. Let's do it faster. Out and back. I want to see a stretched leg out there. Push and push and. So remember, you wrap the foot in the front and it touches in the back. Push and push, and other side, nice and slow. In fifth position and out and back. Take it slower, okay? Fifth position, push and in. Position, press it out, in, yes. Fifth position, press it out, and in. Okay, let's go a little faster. Stretch out, and push. Stretch it, stretch, stretch, push, push. And close in fifth position, or first position, sorry. After a while, you're so used to going through fifth position that is what you do. Okay, one thing I want is I really want to see, frappe can also be loosely called a strike. Think of striking a match. Push. It's like you're trying to strike a match there. Push. Okay? And I know I was always taught, and I know it's different now, that your thigh remains very still. In other words, your thigh is not coming up and down with you. Okay, this is from the knee. The knee is a hinge joint, and that's what you're doing. Try and keep your thigh very still, and just use your knee. Bring it out there and back. Now, don't throw your knee out or anything, but just lengthen it and really stretch. Then bring it to the back. Really stretch. Bring it to the front. Because this implies that you're lifting your hip. And you really don't want to get your hip involved in the frappe. Okay, let's do a développé, and from that we can do two counts to the knee on passé position, arms first, second, lead with the heel and stretch. In other words, I'm not coming here and out. I lead with the heel and try and maintain my turnout position. Turnout in ballet is essential for balance and for extension, okay? You can balance better in a turnout position, and you can lift your leg higher in a turned out position. So there are two very practical reasons why you want to cultivate your turnout. When you do this, just really think about bringing that heel forward, even to the side, bringing that heel forward. In other words, I'm not doing something that looks like this. I'm standing as straight as I can, as balanced as I can on my supporting leg, which is usually the leg nearest the bar. So we'll do that en croix, then go to the other side. Est-ce que vous comprenez? Yes, okay. And French is the language of ballet, because that's where it was first formalized and codified under Louis XIV, the Sun King. And it's kind of cool because you can go anywhere in the world, and you've been anywhere in the world. What's the farthest place you've been?
South Argentina.
South Argentina. And you could go to a ballet class, right? And you understood more or less what they were saying. Yes. And I know I think the farthest I've been was in the Czech Republic. And I went in, and everybody was really nice. And we took class, and guess what? I knew exactly what they were doing. So it kind of makes a real global community for ballet, that you can go anywhere in the world and take ballet class and know what they're talking about. You might not know anything else, but you do know what they're talking about. Okay, so, développé. And so 2 counts to the 1 and 2. Arms first and open to second. And you really want to see this heel coming forward. Stretch and tendu and close. Good. And développé 1 and 2. Arms first and open to second. And as you stretch that leg out, you keep that energy going straight out. Push, 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 push. Tendu. And close. Now think, body alignment here, especially in the arabesque position. Come to the knee. Arms first. Open to second. And lift this. But pull back on that supporting shoulder and tendu. Sorry, dancers do get poked and prodded quite a bit. And développé 1 and 2. Arms first, open to second. And again, lead with that heel, push, push, and you're stretching, pointing, in tendu. And notice again, this page always finishes her exercise, okay? Even when it's really slow, okay? So, let's do the other exercise. It's important that you're not just using that big quadriceps right here, because quadriceps will only get your leg to a 90 degrees, and Paige, show us where 90 degrees is. 90 degrees is hip height. And you want to get your leg very much higher than that, okay? Very much higher than that, especially today. Because ballet is all about high extensions today, all about high extensions. And try the best you can, and my best advice is to just keep pushing, pressing, and really keep your shoulders and hips straight, okay? The minute you let something go like that, it's basically you're compensating. You're going to have to compensate to hold your leg up, and you usually will use the wrong muscles. So let's do the other side. And you draw that line straight up your leg. Arms first, open to second, and you lead with your heel straight to the front. And if you can't go high, you know something? The important thing is you're working. You're getting that leg going here. You're using every muscle, every strand and fiber that you have to support the weight of your leg. You breathe through your nose in ballet, okay? Breathe through your nose. You never see ballet dancers huffing and puffing. And tendu and close. So remembering this arabesque to really think about are your shoulders and those hip bones facing straight front. And the first thing you do here is lift under your thigh. Pull back on that right shoulder. Stretch. And tendu. And close. And développé. 1, 2 to the knee. Arms first. Open to second. And lead with the heel. A la seconde to the side. Yes. And the leg goes in back of the arm in second position. Okay, let's finish up with some grand battement. Now, whenever they have grand in front of everything, what does it mean? It means big, okay? In other words, go big or go home. Try and really get it as high as you can. Let's do this with our back to the bar, because that is really good for beginners, okay? Now, you don't want to get your back to the bar so you can have bad posture. You still want to stand up straight. But we'll do tendu, close first, grand battement, and close. And in grand battement, you always kick as high as you can, and then come down slow, okay? So kick up fast, and come down slow. Let's just do 4 sets right, 4 sets left. We still have music. We'll just hold on to the bar and go to the side. Okay, and we will face the bar to go to the back. You may want to come to this one. Okay. Ready? And tendu first. Grand battement. You're going to try to keep right in front of your nose. You're not going to the side. And you're still using that same thought of, okay, I'm standing ankle deep here in this chaplet, and I really need to push against it to get my leg off the floor. Push. And tendu, and push. Tendu, and push. I like the confidence. To the side, and kick. And tendu, and grand battement. Up fast, down slow. Use the retard to bring it down. Point and up. Other side, please. Tendu and grand battement. Tendu and grand battement. Tendu and grand battement. Tendu and grand battement. And close. Now, let's do it to the back, and you will repeat it to the side. Is that okay? All right, so we're going to switch places here. And we are going to face the bar. Now, when you face the bar in something like this, you're not leaning against the bar. In other words, I don't want to see this. Yes, right. I still want you standing on your 2 feet. Bars are all about teaching people to stand on their own 2 feet, not to lean on the bar. The bar is used as a help, as a support. It's not used as a crutch, because you never see people walking around with the bar on stage, right? Now, you don't take your bar on stage like it's your walker or something, okay? You have to learn to stand and get strong enough to stand on your own 2 feet. So, grand battement, à derrière, to the back, watch your shoulders and hips. You don't want that hip going out. Right? And tendu, and first push through the floor. Point, and you're going, oh great, I can lean forward. I'll tell you when you can lean forward. You can lean forward when your leg goes higher than your hip. Okay? Tendu, and so you cannot lean forward if your leg is not, in other words, if your leg is here, you can't drop your back. That leg has got to be higher than your hip for you to lean forward. Okay, left hand forward. And time do. And rumba. And again, Paige is kicking in back of her arm in second. You're not just throwing your arms wildly in back of you while you're trying to compensate here. Other side, please. Time do. And rumba. Time do. And rumba. Time do. And rumba. Time do. And rumba. Okay. We're almost finished here. I always like to finish the bar by facing the bar. You can just stay on this bar in first position. And we're just going to do demi-plie and stretch, releve, and down 4 times, okay? And then plie, go straight to a releve 4 times. And then straight knees, down, up, 4 times. And then try and balance at the end of it, okay? And you can balance with your arms in first, but try to bring your arms to 5th, okay? Because that will affect your balance. In other words, you're balancing with arms in first, and you're going to bring your arms to 5th, and it will affect your balance. So you need to learn how to compensate for that. And demi-plie, and stretch, and releve, and down. And demi-plie. And demi-plie, you want all of your toes on the floor. You do not want to be rolling forward on the joint of your big toe. Your knees go directly over your big toe. Demi-plie, and stretch, and releve, and down. And demi-plie, and stretch, and releve, and down. And demi-plie, stretch to a releve, demi-plie, releve, demi-plie, releve, demi-plie, releve, and straight knees, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And balance, please. Arms first, then to 5th. Why don't we bring our arms to 2nd now? And back to 1st. And again, 5th. And reach up, open, and finish the exercise. Okay, and everybody always asks about stretches, okay? My best advice for stretch, I don't know, what would your best advice for stretches be?
Not sit in it for too long.
Not sit in it for too long. Okay, that's good.
Bad posture, I guess, is
Right, right. What would you give as a beginning stretch?
lunges.
Lunges. Why don't you show us the lunge? Notice shoulders and hips are forward, shoulders and hips are forward, and that is a really good stretch. You can do it on both sides so everybody can see it on both sides. Okay? Good. And I know everybody wants to do splits, which is just something, you know, I don't know. If I'm going to teach splits, then I have somebody kneel down on one knee and push your other leg out in front. Make sure it's directly in front of you. Put hands on each side of your leg and try and touch your head to your knee. And that's as splitty as you should get right now, at the most. Try and hold it, and that's good. Go ahead and get up off your knee. I don't want you to stay down there too long. But it's a good way to start splits and start stretches. You shouldn't hold it too long, but how long should you hold it? I mean, I would say 8 counts. You know, hold it 8 counts. If you hold it less than 8, if you hold the stretch less than 8 counts, and I mean, a stretch is anything. I mean, this is a stretch, okay? But if you hold it for less than 8 counts, it's not really going to do you a whole lot of good. What you're doing is you're stretching those muscle fibers to a point, to their maximum point. You're holding it, and then you release. Don't go beyond that maximum point because you're going to break it. all right? Hold it and release. Don't ever let somebody else stretch you, okay? Because that's a recipe for disaster. You know your breaking point with it. And so just be really careful with stretches, because when you overstretch something, a hamstring or something, it takes a long time to heal. It really does. I want to thank Miss Page for being with me today. I really think that she did a great job, and I'm always glad to see her. I had to catch her before she went back to college, okay, back to her training. But thank you so much, and I hope this helps you understand what an adult basic bar should look like. Will there be variations? Of course there are variations. It's to keep it interesting. There are variations in music, there are variations in what you're doing. But the basic technique, the balance, posture, body alignment, the pressing through the floor, to a tendu, to a dégagé, to a grand battement, that's all the same. That does not change, okay? So do it correctly, do it often, and enjoy yourself. Thank you.